Looks like it's time for Texans to eat humble pie. Now you would have thought that the average person would know that carbon monoxide comes out of cars' tailpipes. Apparently not in Texas. Quite a few years ago, there were 5 young men, and it was very cold. And what they did, they left the car running in the garage to keep the upstairs room warm. They didn't wake up the next morning. And it seems lots of people in Texas have been taken to the hospital with carbon monoxide poisoning. I guess they were lucky to get to the hospital. But the most scariest thing about this is the bills that the people are getting, because the price for electricity is just spiking on the wholesale market. Which did happen in Japan a few weeks ago. $1. What's that? Hey, dearly? What are you on about, you? I said 200 yen, didn't I, in the thing? No, I was just talking about the trouble that Texas is having. I just saw a clip on, I think it was TikTok. And they're showing, they get burst pipes. What the fuck are you on about? When did I say egg? The most the most interesting thing for me, and I always say this when there's some bad weather, where's the fucking global warming? Global warming was just a scam to make Al Gore very rich. And I can't remember. Yeah, but yeah, it's been cold here as well. Colder than usual winter day. But because I'm fat, it's okay. That's according to the wife. So I was on TikTok, and I was in a bad mood, and I made a bad comment about an old guy doing the haka. And then I deleted that comment, but I also said that this bullshit did not work on the English team or something like that. Fucking odd. Never. Now there was a young lady, maybe she's the daughter of a famous rugby player in America, in Kiwi land, and very charming. and go, what's this pommier about? And so I was referring, of course, to when they did the haka and England just stood there. But the thing is with the haka, it's so world famous, and with it being the World Cup, the Japanese people wanted to see this haka. But from my point of view, and also from other rugby teams' points of view, it's an intimidating act. But and a few countries have, rallied against this intimidating act. And this young girl says, oh, I know nothing about the haka, and there's lots of different hakas. But the point is, this haka is not one of friendliness, it's one of intimidation. Yeah, but they fucking think they're big tough guys, don't they? Everyone that does the haka thinks they're a fucking hard case. Well, maybe. But anyway, the overriding point is I got lots of replies and 3 new subscribers. So my next video was, if you want to get lots of replies to your comment, make sure it's against the Kiwis and their national dance. Yeah, just headline. This morning headlines. Yeah, I lived there for about 18 months in Queenstown. Where did you live? Okay, I was in Papatoe for I was there for 3 weeks, and then I got a job, and then so I moved to Queenstown. Beautiful place. Yeah, you know that most Kiwis haven't been there because it's too expensive. It's cheaper to go to Australia. Yep, I did quite a few of the things. A Ferg burger? No, I can't. No, I can't. Don't know what that is. Can you explain what it is? I saw people throwing frozen sheep shit. I did the spaghetti eating competition twice. Yeah, I just wonder if that's still the case though. Is it still too expensive? How long ago? I've never heard of that Fergberg. I was there around 1989, 1990. No, I've never heard of that. I just had a very cheap 100 yen pork burger. You know, the sausage burger and cheese. That was as daft as it seems. As daft as it seems, I thought, because I'm fucking stupid, I got, there's a slice of a ham with an egg Well, I decided maybe there's too many bad things in the slice of a ham. All right, Pete, take care, mate. I wonder if that. Do you think he ever went to China? That guy. I saw headlines Daily Mail that a guy that strangled his wife because of the corona got 5 years, and I just wondered how many. There must be fucking lots and lots of these occurrences, but they're just not reporting them. The funny thing is, if the wife had done that to him and she'd used a weapon, she'd probably get 15 years. Because a man just throttles his wife, he gets a lower term because he didn't use a weapon. But when men are that much stronger than their wives, there was an Irish comedian, I call her cute. I've been told she's not that cute. The funny one and pretty one. She's an actress as well. No, I don't. They moved to the other side of the city because they moved close to where my daughter goes to university, so she can just jump on the local train. Because it would have been a hell of a trip. So. So I am hoping that one, that the yen goes back to 200 yen per pound. Two, I can get my pension and then pay my daughter's university fees, which altogether are about, for 4 years, are about £10,000. If if the yen goes to 200, if the yen goes to 200 to the pound. I think maybe the worst point is the conservatism, the conservative. The best point, I don't know. No, the pension is from the UK, British Telecom. If you're high level employee and you work for a big company, you get a very good pension, which is better than most wages today. But if you don't, your pension will be fucking shite. Like I mentioned to my ex-wife, that I get this pension, and to give me her details, and she didn't want to know. She says, "I've got my own pension." Yeah, but most people who come to Japan don't invest wisely. I invested badly. I lost a lot of money, but I'm still alive, so. That's the most important thing. Now I've just got to get healthier, get this blood pressure down, naturally, not with tablets. What do you do, Yaz? Where did you say where? Right, I'll do that. I generally end up forgetting doing these things though. I read the other day that raising your legs 6 inch above your heart is good to get your blood circulating, takes pressure off your heart. Still got to fucking do it, even if it's the most simplest fucking things in the world. You know, I can just lay down in bed and watch television and just raise my legs. But what I did also read was that, because I read a different piece and it just said it suggested doing it 3 times a day. So once if I can get into it, I'm gonna do that and see what effects it does have. But it does seem like I'm active. Like yesterday, I was moving about all day, moving this stuff I've got up and downstairs. So I'm up and downstairs like 20, 30 times a day. So, but like I said, I also need to lose weight because I think I'm about nearly 17 stone in English terms. So. Now, which is not, if I'm 6'6", that's not bad. Yeah, you're right. I did, like I've got poor concentration and I just forget what I'm doing. And I did do it. And it worked. I know it works. You fucking feel better. You really do. But I also cut out the beer. And I did feel better. You can feel it mentally, physically. Just got to get back into it. You know, it's certainly not the easiest. Like any diet or restriction of food, it's not the easiest thing in the world. Especially if something's on sale. This is my biggest problem. When some things are on sale or cheap, I eat it or buy it. And I did actually go without sugar I don't know, for about 2 weeks, I think. And I got used to it. Yeah, I didn't have any beer yesterday. And I had about that much left vodka that was in the bottle. But the bottle's 4 foot wide. Do you do intermittent fasting, Em? Yeah, this fucking prick I know. I was having some fun with some girls in this bar, and then and I says, there's only one other cunt that's told me that. And I said this name, and his face dropped because everybody knows this guy is a complete fucking cunt. And he said the same again. So I saw them in the middle of Nagoya, and as soon as I turned up, I was making people laugh. And so I was only there 5 minutes, and I was making people laugh. And then and then 2 hours later, he's telling me I'm not funny. I said, well, when I fucking came here 2 hours ago, I was making people laugh. What the fuck are you on about? And the people around the table were like agreeing with me. And he's just such a cunt. Michael Marshall is his name. Hello, so who's that son? Are you taking the piss out of the Japanese sunlights? What time do you have that one meal a day? Contact me on Facebook. Maybe we can chat more, and maybe you can show me some food. Yes, in McDonald's Sunrise. You know, there was a funny thing on Seinfeld, and there was this girl, and she was like pretending she was Chinese or something like that, and she was like saying things like Chinese do, you know, with the L, and And honestly, after you've been here so many years, you fucking start to do it. Not intentionally, it just slips out. So he said things like, instead of sunrise, say sunrise. It does happen. Yeah, well, my friend is 90. Hopefully, gets to 90 this June, and he's starting to repeat himself. The last few times he fell down, someone pulled the chair from under him, and every time I ask him, he tells me this. He's told me the same story 3 times now. So, what do you do for a job? Got to be very hard if you're in lockdown. It's got to be very hard to fucking do that. No, because a lot of time eating food just keeps us occupied, doesn't it? Okay. No, it's good. That's good. Then you can work from home. That'll keep you occupied, yeah. You know what? The thing in Japan is with a lot of companies is they keep men behind at work when they're not efficient, and so they just go until until the fucking manager goes home, and then they go home. But hopefully, at the end of this, people will say, "Why do we need to stay well fucking 8 o'clock? Let's fucking leave at 6 o'clock." Yeah, Chester's the is that. Oh no, that's the thing. Chester, they have the old Tudor housing, don't they? The black and white, it's famous for that, yeah, in the town. No, it's not true. But Karoshi is true. But a lot of times, yeah, they do work until late, yeah. And there is Karoshi. And I have seen people on the train, with their hairs falling out, men and women. I'll say that again. I have been through Chester on the way to somewhere, probably to Wales. Llanferris. Have you been to Llanferris? It's where they have this big mountain and a lake. And what they do at night time, all the water comes down the mountain into these turbines, and they provide electricity. It's what they need in Texas now. They provide electricity, and then they pump the water back up to the lake when it's cheaper electricity. Yeah, I think it would be North Wales, yeah. Not South Wales, because they're cunts. No, it's... yeah, you always hear these rumours about how unfriendly the Welsh are. My auntie married a Welsh guy, and they became the Lord Mayor and Mayoress of this small Tom Pentre. Oh. I had to get up early because I put the truck in the bank's car park. Usually I'd move it before 7:30, but recently, for some reason, they are getting there really early. So, but I just put it in the other night because it was snowing. I don't understand any Welsh whatsoever. Yakida, that's about it. But when I was a kid, there was a famous comedian called Max Boyce. He was quite funny. You meet very few Welsh people travelling. But I do have. I met one guy. He's working for a airline. He's a lightning engineer. There might be one or two other words at the back of my head or my mind, but that's about it. Would have been no more than 3. I know more words and phrases in Spanish, in German, and French. I probably know more words in fucking Portuguese and Paez. There's 2 words in Paez in Portuguese. One means old person or people, I think, and the other one means country. I like Charlotte Church. Charlotte Church. She's quite funny, and a fucking great pair of tits. But she's a good, she's intelligent. She's an intelligent woman, without a doubt. And she's very funny. So watch her on Have I Got News for You. Dad died recently. And it was one of these, when the kid becomes famous, all of a sudden they want to fucking get back in their lives. I know what I'd say if I was the kid. Fuck off. The same with Adele. Her dad is from Wales as well. And they fuck off and leave. At least stay in the fucking area. Was this a recent video or was this an old video? Why do you want to be treated as a local person? Look at his face. Why would he want to be treated as a local person? Well, he wasn't very friendly about the Japanese, will he? I mean, when people wanted to talk to him, where he could communicate and get some knowledge, he fucking. This is so two-faced about him. He was, he wouldn't talk to them. He could have got so much information, but he didn't. He just thought they were he wanted to charge them for speaking to him. And then he's wondering why they don't treat him as a local. They probably did treat him as a local, as the local cunt. I get the other week there was I was in with the truck and this young kid, he's probably about 10 or 11 years old, he goes, "Are you Iwakura Santa?" I goes, "Yeah." It's funny. But I think I get more people slagging me off than anything else. Does that River Dee come down from Middlesbrough area? That might be, but it doesn't fucking doesn't bring any money in. Just for Patreon. Oh, well, hopefully we're gonna make one today. Make one or two today for Patreon, and then just leave it. Yeah, my views are down to about just over 1,000 a day now. And most of those views are from older videos, so it's not going to affect it too much. Yeah, I'll have to hook up with Victor soon. We chatted the other night and we're going to make a chat video. I can't remember how old Victor is now. I don't know if he's 47 or just a little bit older. Maybe he's 54. But the thing, he's had kids late in life and they just fucking keep you alive. That's the best thing, I suppose, having kids at that age. So in my family, my sister had kids in her teenage years. My brother had kids in his 20s. I had kids in my 30s. And my youngest brother, the cunt, he's had kids in his 40s. So this guy that was like fucking telling me I'm not funny, he said to me years ago, he goes, "Oh, I like you." But his point was that no one else did, and he found it strange or something challenging that he actually liked me. But most of the cunts didn't like me. They were just all these pricks that fucking came to Japan when in their 20s after university. I'd married the first fucking Japanese they had sex with. Yeah, I couldn't recall the River Dee. It probably did it in geography like fucking 50 years ago. Cheers, Zaldera. Thanks, pal. So I said to this guy, he says, "I like me." I said, "Well, get me a drink then." He didn't get me a drink, and he never has done. But it's only 20 years. Yeah, things like, like a few months ago, I wasn't getting much money, so maybe I was moaning a bit about that. But apart from the last month, I made 3 or 4 months ago, like lots of people were donating, and it made up the what do you call it, the monthly thing from Google or from YouTube. But I think there's something that I can't understand because they keep on asking me to do this, and but I just can't understand it. How to get more money from Google and ads. But I'm gonna go for what is it? TikTok, because I've seen people on TikTok. I know that apparently. So it's not so much money you get from the views. People offer you money to put their products on your page, and that's where you can make money. And there was this nurse in America, male nurse, moaning about he's lost his girlfriend. He didn't come across as a fucking a mature male nurse, if you know what I mean. And why he'd got 3 million viewers in 3 months. So that's the one different aspect about TikTok. The thing with Google is, or YouTube, they can see someone who they like, and especially because I think it's a lesbiotic connection, because most of the top team at YouTube, Google, they're all fucking women, and so they promote women. And there were 2 cases like this. This was a girl living in a fucking van, and within a few weeks you get a fucking million subscribers. And then this other woman, same thing. They promoted her, shoved her forward, and the women at Google are not going to shove me forward. Maybe shove me away. These things here, they're just growing. They're just fucking growing so quick. I went for a bath last night. I'm trying to increase that recently. Maybe stop drinking, go for a bath 2 or 3 times a week. It's about four and a couple of quid. Is that right? No, it's not. It's 140. So it's about 3.5 quid for a hot bath. I suppose that's not too bad in England, is it? I think you pay like that for it. There's no places, but the good thing about this is the water is really fucking hot, and they've got some water-powered things that tickle your back and you kill your feet, and also an electric bath. Check out my video. Santa gets electrocuted, and the sauna. I think you get a sauna for about 500. Zeldera, look, is that your photograph, Zeld? If you're still there, Zel, you look at pretty. It looks a pretty classic photograph on your profile. I don't eat a lot of red meat. I really don't. Pork's white, innit? I've had a few very thin slices of pork. Yeah, how much? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's very rare to eat red meat. No, but could also have something to do with the price. But one thing we used to make for me and the wife, we'd get some beef, green peppers, and we'd put in some habanero sauce, That was all right. But I might eat some in the future because when I cleared this 2 houses out, and I got some hot plates, some cast iron plates, and I don't know if you. Yeah, I do know that, Em, but one thing at a time, pal. But I don't know if but having pickles and red meat put onto a fucking hot plate, that sizzling is just one of the best fucking things. In Japan, what they do, I don't know if you've ever seen this. They have like a piece of round iron like this. It's about that round, and it's about an inch deep, and that put on a fucking flame. And so what you do, you cut your steak and you put that on the hot fucking piece of iron. And also what I discovered, if you have wasabi with beef, fucking brilliant. Which is level 3. But I guess the biggest sign of it is the problem is if you start feeling dizzy, innit? So last night I found a lamp. It's in this takeout. There's lots of interesting things at this place. But it's a collector's item or a sellable item. So it's worth at least $100, but you can't find it anywhere. They're all sold out. So I'm hoping I can sell it for a bit more. Well, you just got to get used to it. You know, there's some. If you get the real wasabi, I used to make wasabi in London, and but if you get the real stuff, and just put enough on that you start to cry, when you see the bill. I think that's just like, well, you either like it or you don't like it, so. But just try it with some beef next time. I was watching yesterday, and I didn't know you could do that. I thought it was specialist, and it was a woman. She's a Chinese woman or Chinese American, I'm not sure, but she was making Peking duck at her own house, which I thought was pretty fucking. I asked her to marry me. I love Peking duck. And and there's a part of it where you have to make the skin taut with the Peking duck, with the glaze, and she was using a hairdryer. Right, I'm going to get off, start doing some work. No, it's going to fuck up. If they don't do it soon, the safest thing is put the temperature gauge outside. But there are some people that are so fucking stupid. They'll go out, and even though they've got a fucking disease. This cunt next to me in the sushi shop the other night, he was sneezing all over, and I shouted at him, "A fucking mask!" And because he was all right the previous 10 minutes, but he seemed to eat this. Fried food or tempura with fucking nori in it. I think he reacted to the nori. Okay, and you too. Good night. Bye-bye.